The world is ending. God forbid. The Doomsday clock reveals how close we are to total annihilation. This is not funny. I don't even know why I'm saying it like that, because it's just like, well, here's the thing. Who do you believe? Who do you believe? That's a quote from Easy A. Okay, CNN posts this. Everybody's posting this. The doomsday clock has been ticking for 76 years, but it's no ordinary clock. It attempts to gauge how close humanity is to destroying the world. This is so dramatic. Not the world, but human existence in the world. Yes, that matters to you, of course, but it's not the same thing. The world has had 5 great extinctions where it wiped out all living things, apart from these like bacterias and like tiny little, like, I can't remember what they're called, I can't remember what they're called. Esopods, I think. I can't remember. But the world has had 5 great extinctions. One of them, they killed the dinosaurs. But the world comes back and it rebuilds. And so if we want to continue to inhabit this planet, we have to treat it right. That's just like the unfortunate reality. Okay. On Tuesday, the clock was set to 90 seconds. Wow. Until midnight. That's so dramatic. The closest to the hour it has ever been. According to the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which created the clock in 1947, midnight represents the moment at which we will have made Earth uninhabitable for humanity. From 2020 to 2022, the clock was set at 100 seconds to midnight. The clock isn't designed to definitively measure existential threats. That's what I'm saying. Like, this clock is not, it's a metaphor. That's what the clock is. But rather to spark conversations about difficult scientific topics such as climate change, according to the Bulletin. That's the point. The decision to move the clock 10 seconds forward this year is largely due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It's so interesting to me how these measurements are so selective and focused on Western issues as opposed to global issues, because like, there are wars in other countries. Yeah, okay, this is a nuclear threat war. But it's just kind of, to me, it's the Western perspective. Anyway, let me keep going. And the increased risk of nuclear escalation. The Bulletin said in its news release, the continuing threats posed by the climate crisis, as well as breakdown of norms and institutions needed to reduce risks associated with biological threats like COVID-19, also played a role. We are living in a time of unprecedented danger. So dramatic. Oh my God. It's not going to be like one of those movies that I'll be the blogger that's saying this is so dramatic as an asteroid like hits the planet. God forbid. But it's just so dramatic. But I understand the effects, because this is what humans need. We need to be fear-mongered into acting right, because people just don't care about anyone but themselves. It's human nature, or it's just animal nature. Let me keep going. And the doomsday clock time reflects that reality. Rachel Bronson, president and CEO of the Bulletin, said in the release, "It's a decision our experts do not take lightly. The U.S. government, its NATO allies, and Ukraine have a multitude of channels for dialogue. We urge leaders to explore all of them to their fullest ability to turn back the clock." So they're just trying to, because I think also because Putin just said that he wants to, that if they don't back down, apparently like that he's ready to go nuclear. And so they're just trying to urge the U.S., who is obviously, Putin doesn't care about this stuff, but obviously the U.S. is listening. So they're kind of saying, guys, just back down. Stop. Right? Just stop. I've been saying this, and I'm sorry if you're Ukrainian and you're watching this. I've been saying this since the war broke out. Just give Putin his country. Not his country, but just give it to Putin. if you like, go watch. I have like, I'll send you a series of my series on Ukraine, and I break it down from both perspectives. But just like, it's not worth the rest of the world dying. It's not worth nuclear bombs. Just give the country. It's one country, a former country of the Soviet Union. Give it back to the Soviet Union. What is Doomsday? What is a Doomsday clock? The bulletin is an atomic science. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists was founded by a group of atomic scientists who worked on the Manhattan Project, the code name for the development of the atomic bomb during World War II. Originally, the organization was conceived to measure nuclear threats, but in 2007, the bulletin made the decision to include climate change to its calculations. Over the last 3/4 of a century, the clock's time has changed according to how close scientists believe the human race is to total destruction, metaphorically. Some years the time changes, some years it doesn't. The Doomsday Clock is set every year by the experts on the Bulletin Science and Securities Board in consultation with the board of sponsors, which includes 11 Nobel. Okay, wait, here we go. I want to move on to. Okay, this part is important. How accurate is the clock? The clock time isn't meant to measure threats, but rather to spark conversation and encourage public engagement in scientific topics like climate change and nuclear disarmament. If the clock is able to do that, then Bronson's views it as a success. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's dramatic. It's just PR. Very important PR. Don't get me, I'm not like dismissing it, but I'm just like, it's like they're trying to fearmonger us, because people will read the headline and they're going to be fearmongered. But it's just kind of sparking conversations and letting us understand that this is serious, guys. Let's pressure our leaders not to go into nuclear war, because it will take about 100 nuclear bombs to wipe us all out. About 100 of them. And so we don't even want them to do one when we are dealing with all the issues with climate change, you know? Just a few of them, and most of the world will just be inhabitable. We don't want this. Where was I? When a new time is set on the clock, people listen, she said. See what I'm saying? This is PR. At the COP23 climate talks in Glasgow in 2021, former Prime Minister Boris Johnson cited Doomsday Clock was talking about the climate crisis the world is facing, Bronson noted. Bronson said she hopes people will discuss whether they are with the bulletin's decision and have fruitful talks about what the driving forces for change are. So this is just to inspire us to have the conversation, because we can't act in the last minute. We have to act now. Moving the clock back with bold, concrete actions is still possible. In fact, the hand moved the farthest away from midnight, a whopping 17 minutes before the hour in 1991, when President George H.W. Bush's administration signed the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty with the Soviet Union. See what I'm saying? This is like manipulating stuff. This is like a political clock that is a PR scheme by scientists based on one treaty. So they're not measuring this scientifically, right? They are scientists, and they can see the doomsday, nearing, and they're trying to inspire us politically. And that's what it's more like a political science rather than actual science. They're using political science to encourage us in the world to take action, especially world leaders. So this isn't scientifically backed, but it's politically scientifically backed, if you understand what I'm saying. Where was I? In 2016, the clock was at 3 minutes before midnight as a result of the Iran nuclear arrangement and the Paris Climate Accord. So to me, it sounds like I don't know where the clock has been every year, but it sounds like it's always been a few minutes before midnight. And so a few seconds before midnight. So it just sounds like, then what's the effectiveness if the clock is always there? Because it looks really dramatic when you see the clock here. It's so dramatic. So dramatic. It looks dramatic, but if it's there every year, then what's the point? It loses the effect. But I like that it's getting the PR. We're having the conversations we need to be having, which is the point of it. And it inspires us to require more from our leaders. It requires us to usher or push the U.S. to get out of this Ukraine war. Again, go watch my videos on Ukraine. I have like a 12-part series, and I broke it down. Not the traditional CNN Western perspective that you would think. I give a very balanced, objective perspective. Go check it out. Anyway, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. You're watching the Kenim O Show. I'm your host, Kenim O. And guys, make sure, since this is the Doomsday, this is a very important thing I'm going to say. Since it's Doomsday, we have to prepare for AI to take over in case we die. This stuff is not funny. But we have to prepare. So guys, start a business in AI. I have a course, right? Make money with AI. Did you watch that video of the AI predicting we as humans will or will not? No, there was a clock that was, it was a video that was predicting what we humans will be able to, or will evolve into. It predicted it from the beginning of like when we were monkeys all the way into the AI revolution. And it was, whoa. If I can find that, hold on one second. How crazy is this? Look at that. So this is AI predicting the future and what it's going to build to. So this is normal. This is us. Now we're getting to the AI merged human. AI merged human. And then just now into the Matrix, or more like an alien type of AI. And now this is just like, this is so creepy. Like it doesn't even have a human form. It's just code. It's just the best evolution for the Matrix. Just binary code. How crazy is that? No more humanity, just science. And I guess, I don't know, because the world that we see, the visual world that we see, is so different than the way a computer would see the world or think that it's necessary to build a world. So that's all very interesting. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. A peace.